I'm here with my brother, Steve Hussey. It's been a while.
Hello, Matt.
You're back.
I've come to visit the big guy in LA, and he said, let's get you on camera.
This video is
Here I am, baby.
Now, this video is your idea,
Yes, sir.
and it contains 5 points. I'm already nervous about the length of the video.
Okay, let's keep it really snappy. 5 dating myths that are holding you back in love.
Today.
Why today? Any day.
I just want to contribute. The first one you wrote down was there aren't enough great people.
Yes. So I think there's loads of growth-oriented people out there. It's people who read personal development, they work on themselves, and they assume, well, I'm doing all this work on myself, and there aren't enough other great people like me. And I think men and women have fallen into this trap. I think that we can get into a very arrogant place where we assume that the opposite sex just aren't carrying their load. They're not trying. And actually, there's loads of men really, really trying. There's loads of women who are really, really trying. And I think you have to start humanizing people again.
How do you do that? Get to know them better.
You have to actually give people a chance. You can't just swipe left on everyone because they don't immediately match up to your lofty standards. You have to actually give people a chance. People are three-dimensional, and allow yourself to be surprised.
Myth number 2 that Steve wrote down was that no one wants real commitment anymore.
It's a choice to buy into that culture, and I've done it as well. When you use these dating apps and things too much, you can just buy into this buffet mentality where you just assume that everyone is superficial, everyone's super shallow, and no one wants anything real. I do think in some ways it's tougher today, and I do empathize with being single, but it's not true that no one's looking for real commitment. There's plenty of people marrying, plenty of people coupling up. There's more than enough to go around.
I think it's probably true that people are still willing to commit, but less are willing to settle. And that just means to be someone that someone goes for, we have to be great. Myth number 3, the right person will accept you at your worst.
Ooh.
Now, this is a tricky one because on one hand, I truly believe that we should be with someone who accepts us for us. I think that often gets confused with feeling like we have a right to bring our worst selves to the table, and that if the person we're with can't handle that, then that's their problem.
Right.
We owe our partners better than our worst. When we find someone worth holding on to, we should be striving to bring our best. We'll often fail to bring our absolute best to someone, but that doesn't mean expecting that day after day we can be our worst, and this person is supposed to be able to handle that and more, be grateful for us in the process.
Myth number 4, I'll never love anyone like that again. This is one of those mindsets that is incredibly destructive, and it's easy to feel that way when you've just had a terrible breakup, even a year after, and you don't feel like you've replicated the same feelings as you had for the person before. But I think the truth is, the next person won't be the same as before. There'll be a different kind of unique, amazing, interesting connection.
I think we get hung up on the person.
Yeah.
So whilst it's true that the person we're with was unique, they had their own thumbprint that made them them, people may not be replaceable, but feelings are. Instead of trying to replace the person, I think what we need to do is focus on replacing the feeling.
Yeah.
And that's something that we might get on our own. It's something we might get from the next person. But you will feel those feelings again.
All right, final myth. The right relationship should be easy.
I get a bit sick of this one.
Right, so you hear this a lot.
Yeah, the right relationship should be easy. I just don't think relationships are easy. I think everything's hard. Business, you want to make a great business? That's hard. You want to make a great relationship? That's hard. Even if you're with the right person, there's challenges. There are ways that a relationship forces you to grow. Love calls on you to be your best self. There's nothing easy about being your best self. Now, what we have to make a distinction between is the right kind of hard and the wrong kind of hard. Because something can be hard for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Because someone is toxic, because someone's bringing you bad energy, because someone's holding you down, being controlling, being this. It can be hard for the wrong reasons, and sometimes that means walking away. But it can also be hard for the right reasons, like you're being challenged to grow, or you have your demons that this relationship is calling to the to the forefront.
Yeah, and relationships expose you, right? They expose
Of
you to
course.
parts that you've ignored of
They
yourself.
hold up a mirror. And so we might find someone great who is more confident than someone we've been with before. And now all of a sudden our insecurities are exposed and we need to grow in order to be with a person this confident. That doesn't mean run away. That means this is going to be a challenge, but it's going to make me better. So relationships shouldn't just be easy. Sometimes the right relationships are uniquely challenging, but it needs to be challenging for the right reasons, not the wrong ones.
Damn, you're a smart guy, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.
Thanks, man.
So that's it.
Myths busted, right, bro?
I bet you in the comments we'll find out they're not quite busted. I think you'll find in the comments that a lot of people disagree with things we've said.
Tell us in the comments where you disagree. I'm interested.
Let's have a conversation.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's been a real pleasure.
Thanks for being here.
I love you. YouTube.
YouTube.
I really love YouTube. Just think it's a great site.
That was gonna be a nice moment between brothers.